Numbers 1 and 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward by their polls.
And with that, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rapakadash.
double honors to the apostles and elders of the Great Millstone who rule well. Greetings and salutations to the Ak and the Akwak that are listening and learning. For those that watch us, forgive me for my speech. I may be a little off today because I had some dental work done. But we still going to push this word out. Okay? So we're going to give double honors, like I said, to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Greetings and salutations to the Ak and the Akwak that are listening and learning. You want to read that for me again?
Numbers 1 and 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers.
By the house of their fathers. So what does that mean? So what we're going to go into today, we're going to go into when it talks about by the house of their fathers, that means by a seed line. Okay? Because this thing started off as a seed line, an issue between two seeds, okay? The wicked seed and the righteous seed. And that started in Genesis, the 3rd chapter. We're going to get to that very shortly. All right?
By the house of their fathers, according to the number of their names, from 20 years old and upward by their polls.
Is that 15? Yeah, no, was that the end of Numbers?
Yes.
Yeah, get Genesis 3, 14 and 15 for me.
Genesis 3, verse 13.
I don't know about exchange here.
Start at, can you let me see what 13 is? 14?
14?
Yeah, start at 14. Going to the point.
All right. Genesis 3 and 14. And Yahweh, our power, said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. Upon the belly shalt thou go,
Confusion. Go ahead.
and dust shalt thou eat.
That's talking about confusion. So the nation of Edom right now is in a confused state. That's one of those seed lines. Go ahead, Art.
And dust shall they eat all the days of thy life. Verse 15. And I will put
enmity, which means hatred. So the Most High told the serpent seed, okay, the wicked seed, that he was going to put enmity, which is hatred. Go ahead, Art.
and I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed.
The woman represents Israel, okay? At the time, they weren't called Israelites. They were called the Adamites, or the house of Adam, which Adam was Yahweh Shah. All right? Go ahead, brother.
And between thy seed and her seed, it shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Verse 16.
Scott, go to 4, go to verse 4. Chapter 4, start at 5 and 9.
Genesis 4, verse 5. But unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect, and Cain was very wroth.
This is that wicked seed again. Okay, now like I said, we're talking about a seed line here. The hatred between the wicked and the righteous. Okay? Now Cain came out of that serpent seed. If you understand what the scripture just said about the serpent seed and the woman's seed having enmity, okay? Those seed lines still exist to this day. All right? And we're going to prove that. Go ahead,
But unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect, and Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell.
See, we're talking about when we're talking about his offering. He wasn't following the law, statutes, and commandments that were given. Okay? Because the Most High in the beginning gave a commandment. Did he not tell Adam and Eve not to eat from a tree? Isn't that a commandment? So there were laws that were unwritten that they had to follow, and they broke. All right? Getting into why the woman's seed went through so much hell throughout history. The Israelites, before they were called Israelites, went through hell before written laws were in place. Okay? Because they were already there. So Esau was the Cain, the serpent seed, Cain. His countenance fell, man. He was hurt. His feelings got hurt. Just like Esau's feelings are getting hurt now. You see? Because these Edomites, these so-called white people, man, their countenance is falling, man. You know? They know they don't walk around looking all proud and shit no more. A lot of them. You know? They're worried. Go ahead, Ar.
Verse 6. And Yahweh said unto Cain, Why art thou wroth? And why is thy countenance fallen?
Why are you angry? Why are you angry, Cain? You know, see, you brought this on yourself. Okay? Go ahead, Ar.
If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted?
Yeah, if you follow the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, won't you be accepted by Him? Just like right now, we try to the best of our ability to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. And look what we do. We come out here and we tell these people about their wicked ass selves, man, and they can't do a goddamn thing about it. So wouldn't Cain have been accepted if he followed the laws and did a proper sacrifice? Yes, go ahead, Ar.
And if thou dost not well, sin lieth at the door, and unto thee shall be his desire.
Sin lieth at the door, and you will be the desire of sin. Okay? Not of the Most High. Go ahead, Ar.
And thou shalt rule over him. Verse 8.
Yes, go to 9, and then we're going to jump to 12.
Verse 8. And Cain talked with Abel his brother. And it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him.
The serpent's seed shall have enmity against the woman's seed. He shall have hatred. Why did he hate his brother Abel, man? Because his sacrifice was better? Is that the only reason? You see? This is how wicked these people are. Go ahead, Ar.
Verse 9. And Yahweh said unto Cain, Where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not.
The first lie. The first fucking liar. Okay? That wicked seed. You see that? They're born liars, man. The scriptures say that they are estranged from the womb. They're born liars, man. Thieves and fucking murderers. Go ahead, Ar.
And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? And he said, What hast thou done? The voice of the brother's blood cried unto me from the ground.
The first murderer, Cain. Go ahead, Ar.
And now art thou cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive the brother's blood from thy hand? Verse 12. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength.
That's why all these farms are failing, and they failed for the nation of Edom throughout history. Okay? They've been fugitives and vagabonds, and all they've done is go into other people's fucking nations and steal things. All right? And they're continuing to do that to this day, but people are getting tired of their asses. Go ahead, Ar.
It shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength, a fugitive and a vagabond.
A fugitive and a vagabond. What does a fugitive and a vagabond do? They go around the whole, they're running from justice. Okay? But that justice is catching up to their ass because they've been found out. And we know that they're the wicked seed, the nation of Edom. Okay? The so-called white man. That's the nation of Edom, the so-called wicked seed, man. Go ahead, Ar.
A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth. Verse 13.
Yes, sir. Go to 15.
And Cain said unto Yahweh, My punishment is greater than I can bear.
My punishment is greater than I can bear. Because what did he do? He changed his whole look, man. He took his melanin away from him. Okay? That was a mark that he put on Cain. That leprosy, a clean leper. And that still holds to this day, because if you look at the so-called white man, all they are is clean lepers, man. They got the mark of Cain. Esau, they're the Edomites. Go ahead, we're going to get there.
Verse 14, behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from the face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond
A fugitive and a vagabond. Go ahead.
in the earth. And it shall come to pass that every one that findeth me shall slay me. Verse 15,
Yes, sir.
and Yahweh said unto him, therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold.
That's why if you go kill a so-called white person, the police, the motherfucking turn over every stone and every building. You kill a so-called black or Latino, yeah, they're gonna come look for you, but it ain't gonna be with vigor. You see? You understand? Just like, what's the name of that brother that used to be an ex-cop over in L.A.? They burnt his ass up in that building. You know, burned his ass up in a cabin. You know, he was an ex-police officer, man. They fucking shut down the state looking for that motherfucker. Go ahead,
And Yahweh set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him.
That's what I just got done talking about. You kill a so-called Edomite, a so-called white person, boy, they coming to get your ass. Go ahead,
That was it.
That's it. Jump to 24 for me, sir.
Genesis 4:24. If Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, truly Lamech 70 and sevenfold. And Adam knew his wife again, and she bare a son, and called his name Seth. For Yahweh Shai said, she hath appointed me another seed instead of Abel.
Another seed. We're talking about a seed line. Here we go. We're getting into the seed. We're going to talk about this for a second. Go ahead,
Hath appointed me another seed instead of Abel, whom Cain slew. Verse 26.
No, stop there. Go to Genesis 9:9. I'm going to run down. It's going to be single scriptures. The next 4 is going to be single scriptures. Then we're going to jump into Genesis 12.
Genesis 9, verse 9. And I behold, I establish my covenant with you, and with your seed after you.
And with your seed after you. Go to 12 and 7.
Genesis 12.
Matter of fact, start at 1 and read 1 and 2, and then jump to 7.
Genesis 12, verse 1. Now Yahweh hath said unto Abram, get thee out of thy country, and from the kindred, and from the father's house, unto a land that I will show thee. And I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make name great, and thou shalt be a blessing.
It's talking about Abraham. Okay, his name was Abram before it was changed to Abraham, which in the Hebrew it means father of many nations. Go ahead.
Jump down to 7.
Yes, sir.
Genesis 12, verse 7. And it reads, and Yahweh appeared unto Abram, and said, unto thy seed will I give this land, and there buildeth he an altar unto Yahweh.
Unto thy seed. Okay? There we go. Go ahead. You got any more on that?
Who appeared unto him.
All right. Go to 13 and 15.
Genesis 13 and 15. And it reads, for all the land which thou seest, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed forever.
And to thy seed. We're talking about Abraham's seed is going to receive a blessing. Okay? And he's talking about giving that seed line a land for a blessing. Forever and ever. Who is that talking about? They weren't called the Israelites at that time. They were called Hebrews. Okay? They came out of who? Well, Eber. Eber went into Hebrew. We go to the Hebrew. All right? came out of Abraham. Go ahead, Occupy more.
Kind. Verse 16, and I will make thy seed as the dust of the earth, so that if a man can number the dust of the earth, then shall thy seed also be numbered.
See that? We talk about seed lines, man. I'm gonna do one more. Luke 1 and 55, and then we're gonna go to Genesis 15. Then we'll go on to Genesis, the 25th chapter, and start reading about Jacob and Esau.
Luke 1 and 25.
Yes, no, 55. What the fuck are you digging in your nose for, looking over here like we stupid? You dumb bitch. Hey, she was digging like a mother. Salakia.
Luke 1, verse 55. As he spake to our fathers, to Abraham, and to his seed forever.
Spake to Abraham and his seed forever. Go ahead.
And Mary abode with her about 3 months and returned to her own house. Verse 57.
Nah, stop there. Stop there. Get to Genesis 15. Start reading at 12, 14. Then go to 25. Not in. All right, just go. Just get what I just told you. Genesis 15, 12 to 14.
Genesis 15, verse 12.
Yep.
And when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fall upon Abram. And lo, and horror of and horror of great darkness fell upon him. And he said unto Abram, know of surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in the land.
Thy seed shall be a stranger in the land. What strangers in what land? In Egypt, in Babylon, okay? Greece, Rome. The Persians and the Medes had us. We're in America now and scattered amongst the other nations. So we're strangers in a land with people that oppress the hell out of us. Go ahead, Al.
That is not kind. Shall be a stranger in the land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years.
And that's talking about the Egyptian captivity. Okay? A lot of people say that that's pertaining to America. That only pertains to Egypt. Okay? A lot of people say that prophecy just passed, what, last year, the year before? That just came about? When in 2019, I believe it was? No, that's not what that means, man, because we still the fuck here. Okay? But we are in another captivity. Okay? The 7 plagues of Job and the 7 captivities of the children of Israel are synonymous. That's what it was really talking about. If you know anything about dark sayings, man. Go ahead, Doc.
And verse 14, and also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward shall they come out with great substance.
That nation that they shall serve, I will judge. So the Most High is getting ready to bring, well, he's actually bringing judgment on America right now for having the so-called blacks and Latinos in captivity, which are the 12 tribes of Israel. So-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians come from the 12 tribes of Israel. Not no goddamn Hamites from Africa. All right? You got any more on that, Doc?
That was it.
Go ahead and, was that Genesis 15? Well, okay, go ahead and get 25 and start reading at 19 for me.
So like Genesis 25,
19, yeah. Yeah.
Genesis.
You're going to read down to like 34.
Okay. Genesis 25, verse 19. And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham begot Isaac, and Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Cyrene of Padanaram, the sister to Laban. All right.
Laban, yeah, the Syrian. You know, I didn't know. I don't think we got. I don't know if I want to read all of that.
Yeah.
What's the first one that you read?
And Isaac was. And these are the generations of Isaac, Abraham's son.
Okay, well, Abraham had Isaac. Isaac had Jacob and Esau. Okay. You want to read some more? Okay, there you go.
Verse 21, and Isaac entreated Yahweh for his wife because she was barren, and Yahweh was entreated of him.
And Rebecca was barren; she couldn't have children. Go ahead,
And Rebekah, his wife, conceived, and the children struggled together within her.
The children struggled together within her. So we're talking about that seed line again. The wicked seed and the righteous seed. Go ahead.
And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of Yahweh. And Yahweh said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
2 nations are in thy womb. Okay, the serpent seed and the woman's seed, which are the children of Israel. Okay, the nation of Edom and the children of Israel. Go ahead,
And that's spiritual, going back to Adam and Eve.
Exactly.
Because it's like the women kind of, and spiritually represented Israel.
Right.
And that serpent was
beguiling Eve.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's the same thing that's happening today. Because the so-called black woman has been beguiled into these fucking wicked simple religions, okay? And all these other beliefs, doing witchcraft and all kind of shit. Go ahead,
Yep. Genesis 25, verse 23. And Yahweh said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. Go ahead,
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
And if you look at the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, man, we run every goddamn sport out here, except for hockey. It's too fucking cold. Go ahead,
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger.
The elder. Esau was born first. We're going to find that out. Go ahead,
And when her days to be delivered from fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red, all over like a hairy garment. And they called his name Esau.
Shashawan, which means wasted away is he. Okay? Go ahead.
And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel.
And what's going on right now? The Jacob's children, the seed of Israel, are taking hold of Esau's heel. Right now. By being out here teaching these holy scriptures. Okay? And it's really going to get physical in a very short period of time. When this economy collapses, because that's going 10,000, they lost $10,000 in 24 hours on fucking Bitcoin. Okay? $10,000 in 24 hours on Bitcoin. What the fuck you think's getting ready to happen? Somebody knows something.
Yeah. They're saying a lot of people are pulling out of them stocks.
Yeah.
Like something's going on.
Yeah. You know? So this economy is getting ready to collapse, and now since it's been spiritual, the Most High is getting ready to start making his move, and he's going to bring this thing into something physical. Where the children of Israel are going to pull this man's heel hard as hell. You know, they're doing smash and grabs all over the fucking West Coast and the Midwest. You know, Jacob is getting ready to be a terror to these fucking people, man. Go ahead,
And it's also a representation of his kingdom coming down.
Exactly.
As far as us grabbing on that hill.
Yep.
You know. Verse 26. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob.
His name was called Jacob, Yaiquab, which means supplanter. Okay? Go ahead.
And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. Con. And Isaac was 3 years old when she bare them. Con. Verse 27. And the boys grew, and Esau was cunning hunter, a man of the field, and that's
Yeah, you know.
Well, you got it.
You know what Esau does.
You know what I'm saying?
They shut down whole goddamn warehouses, man, to go hunting.
Yeah.
Shit.
And they're very good at it.
You goddamn right.
Very good at
Yeah.
it. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents.
Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents. And that's what the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians do. You know what I mean?
Verse
You know?
28.
Go ahead, bro. Good.
Verse 28. And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob.
Got any more on that?
Um,
Yeah, go ahead to 34. Go ahead to 34.
Verse 29. And Jacob sowed pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint.
Esau was out hunting and came back. He couldn't find no deer. Most High set that shit up real nice. Couldn't find him no deer that day. Came back hungry. Go ahead, Ox. You know what I mean?
Verse 30.
Shit.
And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee,
Right.
with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom.
Edom. So Esau came back hungry. Couldn't find no deer. Jacob had some raw meat. He had just thrown in a pot with some vegetables. Okay? Had some vegetables, a little bit of raw meat in the damn pot. His brother came up talking about, hey man, you know, I'm hungry as hell. Can you give me some of that? Jacob was telling him, yo, this shit ain't done yet. You know, we ain't supposed to eat this shit like this, all red and bloody. And Esau was like, fuck it, I want it anyway. So he gave it to him, and his name was changed to Edom. You know, okay? From Esau to Edom. All right? Because he wanted to eat that red pottage. He's an Edomite. Go ahead,
Verse 31. And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright.
Uh-huh.
And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die. And what profit shall his birthright do to me?
That's why we're supposed to fast, man. Okay? This is one of the big reasons why they tell you brothers to fast. You know? Eat light. You know what I'm saying? Because there's going to be times that you're going to be tempted. Especially in these last days, man. We're coming into the hour of temptation. And a lot of people's temptation is going to be fucking hungry. Okay? So we have to fast so that we can, when we get to these points, you know, we don't sell the fuck out like Esau did. You see what I'm saying? All right, go ahead, all right.
Verse 33. And Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he swore unto him. And he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils. And he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright.
He despised his birthright. So since he hated his birthright so much, he gave it up for raw fucking meat. Okay? And that's horrible. That's disgusting. So that's like us to this day. If when they start pushing out this MOB, we don't want to end up being like like Esau, man, and giving up our birthright. Now we ain't gonna really give it up, but we're gonna despise it, and we're gonna get punished for that shit. You see? Because this is what's coming, man. The hour of temptation. And a lot of these people, but it don't even matter. The Edomites don't fucking matter. They can do all the denying of the MOB that they want, but that shit ain't gonna help them anyway. You got any more on that? Let's jump to 27 and 34. And then read 34 and then go right to 37 and 41. 241.
Genesis 27, verse 34. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry.
And those words were him telling Esau, listen, you know, your brother already came in here. That's why his name was called Jacob or Jacob. Because Sir Plant, he went in there with the, his mom hooked him up with the deer fur arm pieces. And he went in there and fed his dad some venison, and he thought it was Esau. Okay? So when his dad gave him Esau's blessing, Esau went back with his venison and said, yo, here, Dad. He was like, man, I already ate. What are you talking about? Who are you?
And I already gave you your blessing.
I already gave you your blessing.
Right.
You see?
Right.
So he was supplanted for his blessing, and that was all set up by the Most High, and we're going to get into that in Romans. You got any more?
Time. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great exceeding
He's
bitter cry,
screamed, y'all.
and said unto his father, bless me, even me also, O my father.
Uh-huh.
Because Esau was he was a hairy ass dude.
Hairy
He
beast.
came out made of hairy all over like a hairy garment. Right?
Right.
And his mom, Rebecca, basically forced Jacob to
Right.
because Isaac couldn't really see that very well. He was up in
Right,
age.
right.
So you know what I mean?
When he throwing him like a goat skin or
Right,
some
right, some
shit.
shit like that, right.
Yeah, on his arm.
Verse 35. And he said, thy brother come with subtlety and have taken away thy blessings. And he said, it is not he rightly named Jacob,
Jacob, Sir Planner. Go ahead.
for he has supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing.
Now you see how much Esau lies? Because first he said he took it away from him twice, right? The first time Esau gave it to him for the food. You see? Go ahead.
And he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? Verse 37. And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine, and have I sustained him, and what shall I do now unto thee, my son? Verse 38. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept.
Esau wept. Go ahead.
And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the
The
earth.
fatness of the earth. And what are the Edomites? They have gone all over the earth and stolen all the resources. Okay? They got control over all the damn monetary systems basically through their fiat currency. You know? Go ahead,
And of the dew of the heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live.
And how did they do all of that? By their sword.
Right,
Okay?
right.
The Greeks did it. The Romans did it. During the Renaissance period, all of those Edomite nations coming back together. They're calling themselves the Spanish.
Right.
Okay, the French. Then the Britons, Great Britain did it, controlling damn near half the earth.
Right.
Then after World War II, guess who popped up? The damn. See, that's a goddamn demon right there. Yeah, that was not necessary. But like I said, you know, who popped up after World War II, man, to become the most powerful nation on earth, the United States. And how did all these nations do that? By the sword. That's their blessing.
Right.
That's the nation of Edom's blessing. And they always use it to control the earth.
Right. And the
Okay.
modern day sword is the gun.
That's right. The
You know?
missile, the bomb, the tank, the ship.
Beautiful.
Okay?
Yeah. And like the brother was going into when he was talking about Cain and Abel, Cain, when you look up the word Cain, it basically goes into spare, basically.
Yeah.
Sword.
Yeah, 2-ball cane.
You know?
The golf club and the 2 balls, man. That's a fucking weapon, man.
So there you go.
You know?
You can't make this up, man. Verse 20. And by the sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have that dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off the neck.
They did that during the time of the Babylonians, okay? Because the Babylonians came in, and the Edomites, they took off and did their own thing, man, and they got their shit together, okay? And they went and they became the Macedonians, and the Macedonians took down the Greeks, which came out of Japheth, okay?
Yep. The real Greeks.
Yeah, they're the real Greeks, man. The people that you call Hawaiians, Samoans,
Yep.
all right? Those people are the real Greeks, man. And Alexander the Great, you know, his father, Philip, was a captive of those people. And when he escaped and got back to his own people, the Macedonians, he taught them warfare. The real Greeks warfare. And they went back in there and destroyed them. Okay? Because you know that the nation of Edom, you got Esau, and Esau had grandchildren, children and grandchildren. Amalek had children and grandchildren. You had the Agagites, Agag, okay, Hammon, okay? And Philip the Macedonian goes back to all those people, those Edomites. Namely Amalek, the chief house of Edom, which are those so-called goddamn little hat big nose people over in our land of Israel. Okay? And Philip the Macedonian's son was who? Alexander the Great. So all those Greeks were Edomites. Then the Edomites, they changed their names to Romans because they had a split.
Right.
Okay? You see? And like I said, and so on and so on. So the Romans fell. The Edomites went into captivity again because it just said that. But he was going to break his yoke. It didn't say once or twice. But they broke their yoke off of us again. And they got their shit together and came back during the Renaissance period.
Yeah.
Okay? You got any more on that?
And Esau hated Jacob.
Yeah, Esau, the so-called white man, hated Jacob, the so-called blacks, Latino, and Native American Indians, and they still do to this day. That's why they walk by with their fucking smirks on their face like somebody cares. Go ahead.
Because of the blessings wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then when Salakia, getting excited,
I
brother.
know.
These days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob.
The days of mourning for my father are at hand, and after I'm done crying for my father, I'm gonna find Jacob and I'm gonna kill his ass, just like Cain did Abel. He was pissed off because he wasn't accepted. You see? The serpent was pissed off at the woman because he wasn't accepted. Cain was pissed off at Abel because his blessing, his sacrifice wasn't accepted. Esau wants to kill Jacob because his sacrifice isn't accepted. Okay? The so-called white man wants to kill the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Why? Because they know we're getting ready to get a blessing. Okay? They know their kingdom is a kingdom of shit.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
All it promotes is fucking death. You see? You know, we don't own all of these goddamn chemical companies pumping that shit into the water, spraying it in the air, putting it in the food. You know, your fucking people do own that stuff.
Right.
But you still hate us for telling you it's wrong. You got any more out?
That was it.
Get Genesis 36, start at 1, and jump to 8 and 9. You know? Got some fucking nerve. Got your people spraying chemicals in the air, pumping it in the food, putting it in the water. You know? But you mad at every fucking body else but them. Shit, pumping it in the kids when they come out their moms. When you can get natural immunity from breastfeeding. You know? Because the mothers already have a lot of those things in their body, natural deterrents. You see? Go ahead, huh?
Genesis 36 and 1. Now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom. Esau took his wife of the daughters of Canaan. You just wanted me to jump down, you said?
Yeah, just go to 8 and 9. Read 1 and then go to 8 and 9. Yeah, that's a little too much of the name thing, man. We ain't got to get into all that. If people want to get into that stuff, they can.
Hey, you know what though?
What's up?
Real quick,
Mhm.
Edom, his first son was a Phares or something like that. Right here.
Mhm.
When you go, showing you how Esau is a carnal ass motherfucker, right?
Go ahead.
Right? Esau, his first son was Eliphaz.
Aliphaz, yeah.
Right. When you
Aliphaz.
go into that inner liner, now money is the root of all evil, right? I can't. That's right. I don't have internet on this joint. But when you go into the Eliphaz and the interliner, it basically means God's gold. You know what I mean? He's basically named his first son after money,
Uh-huh.
showing you, this man is the devil. He's the carnal on the left hand side.
Yeah.
You know,
You don't think about spiritual things.
kind. Money is the root of all evil. He had the nerve to Eliphaz. I remember the brother was bringing that out a couple months ago, and it was stuck with me. You bringing that out, huh?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
I'm going to see if I can find it. Yeah, there it is right there. Aliphaz. Al is pure gold.
There
It's
it is.
called a Temanite.
It
A
is.
Temanite. Eliphaz. L is pure gold.
So there it
Ah.
is. Just a quick point.
Hey, bro, that's what's up, though.
Genesis 36, verse 8. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. And these are the generations of Esau, the father of Edomites, in Mount Seir.
So he's the father of the nation of Edom. Okay? So when it talks about Esau later on in the scriptures, it's not talking about one person. It's always pertaining to the nation of Edom. Okay? You got any more out?
That was it. It's going into the numbers.
Go ahead to 16 and then jump right to 19.
Genesis 36, verse 16. Duke, Korah, Duke, Gadam, and Duke, Amalek. These are the dukes that came of Eliphaz.
Yeah, the dukes that came of Aliphaz, yeah.
And they damn sure got all the money.
You damn right they
little
do.
hat motherfuckers.
All right.
You know?
Yeah. Lucian.
Verse 16. Duke. I gotta read that again.
Yes.
Duke, Korah, Duke, Gadam, and Duke, Amalek.
Amalek. Amalek, the chief house of the nation of Edom.
Yep.
They run the whole show behind the scenes. They control the music,
Yep.
the movies, the restaurant business, the real estate business. Every goddamn thing is ran by Amalek.
Right.
The so-called little hat, big nose people, them Jewish people over in Israel. Okay? They tell your government what the fuck to do and how much money they want sent over to Israel every year.
That's right.
Cause if they don't, they're gonna tell Big Daddy gonna tell who the real Jews are. Okay? Go ahead, Art.
And Duke, Amalek. These are the dukes that came of Eliphaz and the land of Edom. These were the sons of Adur.
The children of Esau, the seed line of the nation of Edom, okay, is still here to this day. Whether you people like it or not, we don't give a damn. If we can ready to get the hell out of here. You got any more on that? Go ahead to 19, then I'm going to get something out of the Zonovan.
Genesis 36, verse 19. These are the sons of Esau, who is Edom, and these are their dukes.
So this is the seed line. We're talking about the seed line again. The sons of the nation, the sons of Esau, the Edomite. Okay? That's who we're talking about right now. And I'm going to get something out of the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. Let me show the people here. Hello. This right here is the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. Okay? And I'm going to get the definition of Edom. Edomite. Okay? The nation and its people who are the descendants of Esau. He founded the country, so his name is equated with Edom, Mount Seir. Okay? The country was also called Seir, or Mount Seir, which was the name of the territory in which the Edomites lived. Okay? The kingdom of Edom was founded during the 13th century BC. According to archaeological evidence, in the process of about 4 centuries, the government of Edom changed from one under tribal chiefs to a monarchy. Saul fought against the Edomites, Samuel, in 1 Samuel 14 and 47, but David conquered them and put garrisons throughout the whole land. So King David had military set up in Mount Seir to control the nation of Edom. We had them as slaves, okay? That's right before the Babylonians took us down, okay? Judah lost Edom in the reign over Jehoram when she revolted against him in 847 BC. I'm going to jump down. That's just some campaigns that were fought. Okay, in 586 BC, the Edomites rejoiced over the affliction of the Judeans and began to take over the southern part of Palestine. This is when the Edomites started to get their shit together. Right before they started, this is a while before they became the Greeks, called themselves Greeks. You know, that fugitive and vagabond shit. Okay? They were fugitives and vagabonds, so what do they have to do? They have to go into nations, take them down, and then call themselves by those nations' names. Okay?
Alexander
the Great. Yep.
And his 4 generals, Ptolemy, Seleucus, and etc.
Laconicus
Yeah.
and Cassandra.
Beautiful.
Yep. Yeah, you ain't know we knew that shit, did you, Tom? See? Think we some stupid niggas up here standing around. Yeah, we might talk a little fucked up, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'll have some teeth in a little while. 586 BC, the Edomites rejoiced over the affliction of Judeans and the southern part, and they started to take over the southern part of Palestine. Eventually, they penetrated as far north as Hebron. The action intensified the already smoldering hatred between the Jews and the Edomites. The hatred, okay? That enmity that was talked about in Genesis, the 3rd chapter, okay? So that hatred between the Jews and the Edomites grew. And you can read about that in Psalms 137 and 7, Ezekiel 25, 12 to 14, and Amos 1 to 11. And they say Obadiah 10 and 14. But the nation of Edom hasn't been done away with. So don't jump to 18 talking about they've been done away with. You're full of shit. Okay? Whoever tells you that, they're full of shit, because Isaiah the 63rd chapter didn't happen yet. Okay? He who is this that cometh from Edom? Alright? And that's Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai didn't come from Edom and kicking ass. The Assyrians came in contact with Edom as early as the 7th century BC, when her kings began to penetrate as far north as Palestine. Edom, along with Judah and her other neighbors, paid tribute to Assyria. That's when the Assyrians had their shit together. She is mentioned many times in the inscriptions of the king of Assyria, beginning with Abinari III, 800 BC. I'm going to jump to the bottom here. Edom figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures as the scene of great future judgment. She is the only neighbor of the Israelites who was not given any promise of mercy from Yahweh. Okay, so Edom's still here, and they got a great judgment coming to their ass. I'm going to get Romans 9 and start reading at 1. So you people got a great judgment, man. You know, for all the wicked ass shit that you've done from the beginning. You know, from the word go, man. The book of Genesis shows you that. You know, your hatred caused the death of the Adamites, man. You know, the sons of God. You became the first murderers, man, through Cain. Shit, through the serpent, basically, because you brought death on people. You see?
Even multiplied when they took over.
Ah.
When
So
Alexander stepped on the scene.
Right. They multiplied, the evils, wickedness multiplied in the earth, man. You want to get that?
Time. Romans 9:1. I say the truth in Hamashiach. I lie not. My conscience also bearing me witness in the Holy Ghost, that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. Whew. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Hamashiach.
This is Paul speaking. Go ahead.
For my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh,
My brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, the seed line. Go ahead, Doc.
who are Israelites,
You damn right. Go ahead.
to whom pertaineth the adoption, okay, that's the Yahushua,
That's right.
and the glory, and the covenants, the promises.
That's right.
Slap it, bro.
Go ahead, Doc.
I'm sorry.
I know we both get like that's exciting stuff right there.
And the giving of the law and the service of Yahushua and the promises.
That's right. Giving of the law and the services and the promises, man, were given to the Israelites. Okay?
Whose are the fathers, and of whom, as concerning the flesh, Christ came,
The seed line, Christ came. Go ahead.
who is over all. God bless forever. Amen.
He tells you that the seed line, that Yahushua came out of the seed line of Jesse. The scriptures talks about that. And Salakia for not putting that in there, but we can get it at some point. Go ahead, Art.
Verse 6. Not as though the word of Yahushua had taken none effect, for they are not all Israel, which are of Israel.
So when you hear that, hold on, give me 1 second. When you hear that scripture,
It's basically, I'm going to speak for the brother
Go ahead,
real
brother.
quick.
Thank you.
It's basically saying not all of Israel is going to be saved, because you have a remnant that's going to be saved out of Israel,
right,
which is the 144,000 and the multitude, I want to say.
right, but then it gets a little deeper than that when you start talking about not all of Israel is Israel, because people always say that the Edomites came out of the seed line of Abraham,
Right.
okay, because they came out of the seed line of Isaac, okay, but that seed line was not chosen.
I got you, Al,
You
real
see?
quick.
You got it? Go ahead, Doc.
2nd Esdras 6 and 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures. So we all come from Adam,
All
right?
come from Adam, that's right, brother.
Of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou hast made us the world for our sakes.
The Israelites,
As for the other people, which also comes of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing,
that they are nothing. That's
but
right.
be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
That's simple. We don't even have to break that down, man. That tells you exactly what he was talking about. Back on Romans. Okay, let me read this real quick. Isaiah 11 and 1, because we're talking about Yahushua and according to, read that, matter of fact, go back down to I believe it's 5. Yeah, they're right there.
Romans 9 verse 5. Whose are the fathers, and of whom, as concerning the flesh, Christ came.
Stop right there. Isaiah 11 and 1. And there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, and that rod is Yahushua, and a branch shall grow out of his roots. Okay? So that's what that's talking about, man. Okay? Christ came for that seed line, out of that seed line, for that seed line. because that's what it was pertaining to. Okay? Go ahead,
Who concerning the flesh Christ came, who is over all. God bless forever. Amen. Verse 6. Not as though the word of God have taken none effect, for they are not all of Israel, which are of Israel. Neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children.
That's the point that I was making. Neither because they are the seed of Abraham. The Edomites come out of Abraham. Okay? It's shit. The Elam comes out, Ham comes out. Shit, they all came out of Noah. Out of Shem.
That's the
Matter of
seed
fact-
line. That's the seed line out of Shem.
This is the seed line right here of Shem. The nation of Edom, Elam, Ashur, Aram, Ishmael, Moab, Ammon. Okay? Just because they came out of Abraham does not mean that those people are fucking Israelites.
That's right.
Okay? You got any
That's
more
right.
on that?
They're Hebrews,
Right.
but they're just not Israelites. They're Edomites.
Exactly.
Verse 7, neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called.
And Isaac shall thy seed be called. We're talking about Esau and Jacob coming out of Isaac, but Isaac had other children. But does that mean that seed line was called? No.
Hey, man, that's heavy because
Okay.
Isaac, I mean, for those who have an heir, Isaac's Yahweh Shah.
Okay, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Because his father was going to sacrifice him, and the Most High stopped him.
Khan.
You see?
Man, I want to get I think it's some Luke real quick.
Go ahead and look for it, brother. Go ahead and look for it.
Luke 3, and I think it starts in 21. Making that point real quick. C line. Luke 3:21. I know this is Matthew's 101 with the generations of
The generations of Yahweh Shah.
Right.
Yeah. You want to get that?
I can get that also.
Yeah, go ahead and grab that real quick.
3 and 21. All right, Matthew's
Because it
101.
might pop up once you get, start thinking, reading.
All right, Matthew's 101. The book of the generations of Yahweh Shai Hamashiach, the son of David.
The son of David. Who's that? Solomon. I mean,
Right? The son of Abraham.
huh? Yeah. You see? Isaac.
You know what I mean? Abraham begot Isaac. Isaac begot Jacob.
That's right.
And Jacob begot Judah and his brother. That's it. But
Yeah, that's reincarnation, man.
Yeah,
Because
that's
Yahweh Shah was here as Adam also. Okay? You know? So Yahweh Shah came for his people, man. That's why he made that statement. You see?
Real quick.
It's not difficult if you listen to learned people, man. You know, if you're still going in these churches and they're telling you that Jesus loves everybody, first off, they don't got the fucking name right. Okay? And second, he doesn't. He loves his own people. And that's why he came down here and sacrificed his life. His father let him come down here and sacrifice his life for his people, the children of Israel. Because they were going off. But that's not going to happen no more, man. We can ready to get the hell up out of here. Where you at right now?
I was in Romans.
Yeah.
I think I stopped at 6.
6 or 7.
Romans 9, verse 7. Neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called.
That's right.
Verse 8.
Yep.
That is, that which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of God. Man.
You see that? There, you don't even got to break. We don't got to break that down.
But the children of the promise are counted for the seed.
The seed, the children of the promise are counted for the seed. Go ahead.
Hey, I can bring out a nice little point.
Go ahead, brother. You know how it goes. Put that fire on their ass.
Exodus. Exodus 24. Exodus 24. Just real quick.
Go ahead, brother. We got a whole, we got all day.
Alright, so Exodus 24:6, showing you where the promise and who the promise is going to, showing you what seed line Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai is dealing with. Exodus 24:6, and Moses took half of the blood and put it in a bosom, and half of the blood he sprinkled in the altar, and he took the book of the covenant and read to the audience. And who was that audience? That was Israel.
Right.
Okay. He took the blood and sprinkled to the altar audience. Okay. Salakia. And read in the audience of the people, and they said, all that was Yahweh has said, we will do, and be obedient. So basically, Moses was reading the promises and the covenant to the people of Israel.
Right.
And what do we end up doing? We end up being disobedient. We end up breaking them vows. So that's what the promises is talking to as far as the covenant when we read verse 8, Romans 9:8. That is that which are the children of the flesh. These are not the children of God, but the children of the promise are accounted for the seed.
And the children of the promise are counted for the seed.
I think that was it. Unless you want more.
Now, go ahead, go to 13. Matter of fact, go ahead to 23. Just read on out.
Verse 9? Or you said bounce to 23. So,
No. Romans 9. Where were you at?
9.
Yeah, go ahead and read the whole way through to 23.
What's up, brother? Nut? Shalom. It's good to see you, bro. Verse 9. Romans 9:9. But this is the word of the promise. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac. For the children being not yet born,
For the children not being born yet, go ahead.
neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of Yahweh Shai according to the election might stand.
That goes back to Genesis, the 25th chapter. You see? The children not being born yet. It's telling you that the Most High made a choice before they were born, before they did any good or evil. Okay? Go ahead,
According to the election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger.
That Esau came out first. He was the elder. So what happened? He was their planet for his blessing. So what does that make him now? That's going to make him a servant to his brother. Go ahead.
As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
So Esau has he hated. Why? Because his seed line goes back to the serpent in the garden. His seed line goes back, what's up, Bob? His seed line goes back to the serpent in the garden. His seed line goes back to Cain. Okay? So Esau comes out of the wicked seed line, man. That's why he wasn't chosen. Go ahead,
What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness for Yahweh Shai?
So because the Most High chose a specific group of people to be his favorite, does that make him wicked? Hell no. Go ahead,
God forbid.
That's right.
For he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion.
Because he's the Most High. He can do whatever the hell he wants to do. Okay? He can have a vessel of wickedness and a vessel of righteousness and use the vessel of wickedness for whatever the hell he wants to use it for, and then he can fucking destroy it. And that's what he's getting ready to do. Go ahead, Art.
Verse 16. So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, but of God that showeth mercy. For the scripture says unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up.
I raised you up, Pharaoh, so that I can beat your ass. I'm going to let you do what you got to do. I'm going to let you do all the wicked shit that you want to do. Treat people the way you want to treat them, and then I'm going to destroy your ass. Go ahead, Art.
That I might show my power in thee,
You see that?
and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
You see, the Most High, when the children of Israel were in Egypt in captivity, okay, he gave Pharaoh all the riches of the earth, basically. You know? But then what did he do? He said, yo, I want to take my children. I want my children back. He sent somebody to speak for him, which is going on right now throughout the whole earth, starting with the apostles of Great Millstone, and the elders of Great Millstone on down. They're telling the so-called nation of Edom, or the so-called white man and nation of Edom, you know, let my children go. And what's happening? They're being hard-hearted, man. Their hearts are getting hardened, and they're forcing everybody to do shit that they don't want to do. Okay? They're going to try to force us to deny the Most High. And that's when we got into fasting, because he's going to use starvation. He's going to use food as a weapon. Okay? So that's what's taking place right now. You know? Come on over and answer questions, brother. Don't look like we fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? But that's what's happening right now. You know? Go ahead, Art.
Verse 18. Therefore have mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will be hardened. Thou wilt say then unto me, why doth he yet find fault? For who have resisted his will? Nay, but, O man, who art thou that repliest against God? Shall thy thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus?
Shall the thing form? Ask the Most High. So that vessel of wickedness is going to go say, man, like, listen, if I go build a goddamn, let's say I go build a toilet and a vase. Is the toilet going to get mad at me because I made it a fucking toilet? No, it can't. I made it. I can do whatever I want to do. It's my material. I paid for it. So that's the Most High. He's making vessels, and he's doing with those vessels what he pleases. Go ahead, Art.
Right here. Have not the potter power over the clay?
You see? You see? The potter has power over the clay. The clay doesn't have power over the potter, man. You know? Go ahead, Art.
Of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor,
One vessel unto honor.
and another unto dishonor?
There it is. That vessel of dishonor. So the Most High made a vessel of honor and a vessel of dishonor. So what he chooses to do with those is what is up to him. Okay? Go ahead, Art.
What if God willing to show his wrath and to make his power known endured which much long sufferings, the vessels of wrath fitted to
The
destruction?
vessel of wrath, the so-called white man, the nation of Edom, is fitted for destruction. So he made you a vessel of dishonor to take captive all the goddamn world by your sword, your blessing. Okay? And now he's going to take that away from you. That's what's happening. Go ahead, Al.
Verse 23. And that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy, which he had afore prepared unto glory, even us, whom he had called, not of the Jews only, but also of the Gentiles.
And the Gentiles is talking about the Israelites that went into Greek philosophy. They went into Babylonian customs. Okay? All the people out here talking about the Greeks this and the Greeks that, That don't have a goddamn thing to do with the so-called white man or the other nations. That's Israelites that went into other philosophies, man. Just like our simple-ass people these days. You know, calling themselves Muslims. That's an Ishmaelite fucking religion, man. Our Buddhists are up in these damn Baptists and Methodists and all kinds of churches. Okay? Following all kind of wayward doctrines. Eating all kind of abominable foods and celebrating all these wicked-ass fucking holidays. You see? Those are the same goddamn people. You know? That Paul was writing letters to in Rome and Greece and Corinth. Okay? They're the same people, man. That he's calling back. We're trying to call those people back and tell them you're not a Roman, you're not a Greek. You're not a damn Philadelphian or Harrisburgian or whatever. American. You're an Israelite from the 12 tribes of Israel. Go ahead, Ar.
Verse 25. As he said also in OC, I will call them my people, which were not my people, and her beloved, which was not beloved. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people.
Where is it being said that you ain't the Jews? All over the fucking earth. The so-called black man can be any fucking thing else but an Israelite.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
We can call ourselves an African, a Muslim. Shit, we can call ourselves fucking Chinese if we want to. But as soon as we call ourselves an Israelite, we're teaching hate.
Right.
We're in a hate group.
Right. We're taking down channels.
Yeah. You know?
You know. Showing you it's the truth.
Exactly.
The truth hurts.
I'm suspended right now for a week. Cause